My name is Amy Starr, and I'm a physician with Trinity Clinic Pediatric Medicine. I'm originally from Indiana, so I'm a native Hoosier. I grew up in Indianapolis, but moved around. I lived a few blocks from the Indianapolis 500 Speedway, so you could hear the cars going around the track every spring before the race. Then I moved to Columbus, Indiana, back to Indianapolis, and then in junior high, I moved to Wichita, Kansas, lived there for a couple years, and then moved to Dallas, Texas, my freshman year in high school. And then I stayed there in Dallas, went to school at Baylor in Waco for my undergrad, and then back to Dallas for med school. I'd have to say that my parents probably influenced me the most. My parents have been married 54 years now and are still married, and so that really provided a firm foundation for what I wanted to do. Because back when I went through med school and became a physician, there weren't very many girls doing it. But my parents believed I could do whatever I wanted to do, and they encouraged me. I started out wanting to be in the medical field early. I had originally said, I'm going to be a nurse. And I would practice nursing on my dad when he was sick, or had a little nurse's kit. But when I was in late elementary school, a next-door neighbor said, I think you ought to be a doctor. She was a nurse, and she said, I think you ought to be a doctor. So I said, okay, I'll be a doctor. And so I did, and had no idea what I was getting into. Didn't know how long it would take to get there, what the courses would look like, what I would actually do when I became a physician. But it was a God thing. He called me into medicine, and he led me every step of the way. I love working with the kids. They just tell it like it is. And they're so fresh about things, the wonder that they see. And when you start to explain to them how their body works and why it's sick and what we're going to do to get their bodies better, they get so excited and so involved. And they want to get better. They want to go back to playing, to doing what kids do. So they're pretty easy to take care of. I just think adults would be boring. The kids just are fun. I get lots of sloppy kisses and lots of hugs that make it very rewarding. And I like to see how they develop from little bitty to the school-age kids to the teenagers, and working with them through some of those issues. And if there's ever a kid that I'm the only one that ever says, I believe in you, I think you can do this. You're not a mistake. God didn't goof when he made you. You are precious. You have a plan. He has a place for you in this world, and nobody else can take your place. And if I can convey that to the kids that I see, I may be the only one that ever does. And if that makes a difference for that kid, that makes it all worthwhile. When Trinity Clinic developed, we were in on the ground level of that. And we were excited about that because we knew there were things we could do as a team that we wouldn't be able to do as a smaller group. That we could collaborate, that we could develop leadership skills, that we could develop the kind of healthcare system that would take care of kids, whether they were in the hospital, in the clinic, at home, across the full spectrum. For me, as a follower of Christ, I want to mirror the kind of care that God has for us. And I want to do the best I can with the gifts he's given me, the education, the natural talents I have, to give back to him in worship. And to me, that's so easy with kids because what I do directs them also to the God that created them. And to be able to teach them and encourage them, and then to do the best I can. If I'm going to be an example of God's hands and feet to them, then I need to be the best I can be and to provide the utmost quality for them. And that's what keeps me passionate about medicine, is I want to provide the best care I can for kids.